Yeah, right? Hey, everybody. Good to be here. How are you guys doing today? Good? Hopefully good, right? So, very cold here for you guys, or no? For me, I'm Brazilian, first of all. So you can imagine it's very cold for me. But I'm so happy to be here with you guys. So with that, let me introduce my guests from Brazil. So they came all the way with me. They are from one of my best customers, which is VW Group. They are from Scania. So if you guys can come up, Bruno and Thiago, please. Okay, guys, so let me start. We are here to speak a little bit about AI. Nobody knows these little words, right? So those days, I'm pretty sure everybody heard 1,000 times or more, right? So our idea here is to speak about how Scania is using AI on their own infrastructure. And those are not slides we built. We make sure to be as honest and as the real experience to be shared. So we recorded some videos for you. So what we wanted to share is exactly what they are using in their network. So real thing, okay? So let me go through a quick introduction. My name is Marcelo Ishida. I represent an organization called CGM within Cisco. We have global customers, around 48 to 50, they have the HQ base here in EMEA. Okay, VW Group is just one of those. I'm so happy to be here. I've been with Cisco for 14 years, services, now sales, super happy. And I'll let my customers here introduce themselves for a moment.
Thank you, Marcelo. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I am also Brazilian, and I'm cold. So I am Thiago Garcia. Nice to have you here, and I'm also happy to be here. I have more than 24 years of IT experience, 7 of those years in Scania. Nowadays, I am IT manager for the infrastructure in Latin America. And if you go to ride a bike, please invite me that I love also.
So hello, everyone. My name is Bruno. I work for Scania Latin America in Brazil. I'm a network architect there. I have almost 18 years working in an IT environment, but for them, especially for Scania. So I love BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you like arts or martial, please be in touch with me.
Oh, be careful with Bruno, huh? Just the advice. Okay, guys, some logistics. As you know, we have a WebEx Teams room. In case you guys have questions or anything after the presentation or during the presentation, please put it there. We are not going to take questions live because of timing, right? But we're going to stay there for a while in case you guys have any questions or any further discussions with us. We're happy to talk with any of you, okay? Also logistics, right? In case you guys want to go through the evaluation, you're going to collect your gifts. So this is just logistics, and let's start. So basically, we divide this presentation into 2 sessions. One, very short, straight to the point. I cannot start without introducing a little bit about AI, but in a more context to prepare for them, to show their nice use case, okay? And second, they are going to jump in and explain all about Scania, what they are doing, what AI has been changing their business for IT and OT, okay? Let's start. I just put together here because AI is a very nice words to speak now, right, for everybody. And the main thing here is Cisco has been investing in AI for a while already. It's not something like from last 2 or 3 years. It's more than that. If you look at the platform we are going to talk about, which is Catalyst Center, right? I'm pretty sure you guys have seen a lot of investments Cisco have been doing on the use cases and how Cisco has been adding as a value for the customers from different industries and technologies. So this is just a kind of a nice history chart for you to see and to look at yourselves, where you are. Think about yourselves, your companies, how AI is becoming more and more important for your business, for your daily basis, to automate things, to make things better, right? So it's all about that. Because of that, what Cisco did is, 3 years ago, Cisco decided to run an assessment, which was called AI Readiness Assessment. I don't know how many of you have heard of this? Show hands if you have heard of this, please. Oh, a lot of people, yeah. So basically the idea is we put together an assessment with one unique interest, to hear from customers, leaders in different industries, engaged with the AI topic, of course, right? Different markets, right? To hear from those people what is in need on AI, what our customers are looking after, right? What is the AI is going to change for them? What's going to change or revolutionize for the industries, right? That was the main point. To do this, to start or continuing the investment that Cisco is doing. That was said very well by G2 during the keynote, right? So the point is, how Cisco wants to invest in the AI, it has to do with what the customers are looking for. That's the main point. We don't want to build things that are going to be, okay, we are Cisco, we're going to do this or that, and the customer are going to love it. No, we want to hear from you guys and then see, okay, oh, these customers are talking about this, they want that. So that's the point, and that's the right way to address things in regards to AI. If you can scan the QR code, it's going to go through the link to get access. It's free. It's just download that. You're going to get all the insights. But I'll give you for free a quick sneak peek, okay? What is this about? And it's just a sneak peek, because I want you guys to go look at that in detail. So the point is, there are main 6 pillars that Cisco identified that are from the main interest from those customers. What I mean is, if you look at those pillars from strategy to talent, right, AI is changing everything. So the basic question customers are asking is, okay, what are the new skills the employees need to have, right, to work with AI, first of all, right? Second, what is the strategy? And then is my question to you guys. How many of you here are looking at implementing or thinking about strategy on AI? Can you show hands, please? Okay. Yeah, that is expected, not quite much, right? Because it's kind of new. AI is over there, everybody knows what it is, but the point is your company already ingesting that, putting that in the strategy? And what are the outcomes that this plan is going to give to you, to your business, right? This is the question everybody has, right? So what else? When you speak about AI, it's all about data. It's taking advantage of the massive amount of data that your network, devices, things, everything that connects at your network, right, generates every day. So the great point here is, are you taking advantage of that data using the right AI tool or right AI solution technology to give you business insights so you can make your business better? Okay? And some couple of other stuff, like it's going to change the culture of the companies, it's going to change the governance, right, how you control things, how you do things, and most important is the infrastructure. You have seen many of our solutions over there. Hopefully you went to some of other breakouts talking about that. You're going to see that there is one key thing, which is in all customers' mind, is how can I change my infrastructure to adapt to AI? And for what? What are the outcomes? How will I justify the investment to my executives, right? To make it worth, to get approval, okay? Last sneak peek, I don't want to go too far, but you can come back to us and say, okay, what are those customers looking after on this research that you guys did, right? If you look top down, you're going to see some interesting points. I can mention some stuff related to specific examples. For example, if you look at the vehicle industry, right, which Scania is part of, what we can tell you is, okay, they're looking to improve efficiency and productivity with innovation. I don't know if you ever heard about digital twins, for example, for the shop floor on this industry. This is an example of trying to become better on efficiency, productivity, and also innovation. When you speak about customer experience, it's everywhere. How about the chatbots? Is anybody here using chatbots on your life or even in a company already? Anybody? Okay. You see more people. Why? Because this is more easy to use. You don't need any further knowledge. Just talk to the machine, right? Like if it were a person, right? And then it's going to give the answers, okay? And more than that, of course, it's being used in terms of data, to study the data, to grow the revenue, market share. Are we doing something that we could be better? How do we know this? Just looking at the data and putting like nice reports, which AI does for you. Same as risk manager for security. To me, the closing is, AI is not a wish, but now a reality. And I like to make a parallel in my head, which is think about your daily things. You can come to me and say, okay, but you're talking about companies, not your personal stuffs. But in the end, my question is, who is controlling the companies? People, right? And if you go to a simple example, I go with my kid on the weekend, for example, right? And I want to go, okay, what we're going to do? We're going to go this way, travel here and there. Okay, how much going to cost a flight from Brazil to US, to Europe, right? And then I can just summarize and prepare my travel with him very quickly, just using any of the chatbots. I don't want to be mentioning anyone, otherwise I'm going to miss some. There are plenty of them, right, available free of charge. So this is one example. And for me, that is a great example, because in the end of the day, this means to me a lot. This means you are really absorbing the technology already and starting using, starting early. For that, to put that for your business, it's just around the corner. It's just one more steps and get to know a little bit better, of course, get to know what's offered. I know it's challenging because there's a lot of new little words, fancy words, but it's all about that. So with that, guys, I said a lot. I'm going to call now Thiago to continue. What's the most important part of the presentation, which is talk about Scania. Thiago?
Thank you, Ishida. So, guys, I hope most of you have heard about what Scania do and what Scania is. But I will just say a few words what we do. And Scania is a century-old company. We are developing innovation for more than 100 years. Thank you, Ishida. More than 100 years. And it's not only about truck, buses, engines. Our journey is regarding to be leading in sustainable transportation system. And how can we achieve that? With our 58,000 colleagues around 100 countries in the world. But instead to stay here and say about Scania, I would like to play a video of one of our industrial plants. We have some industrial plants. Our headquarters is in Sweden. And this video is about the industrial plant in Brazil. I want to show you how is Scania inside. So, have a seat if possible. Take the popcorns that the video will start. So guys, this is a little piece of Scania, and now Bruno will show us what we are doing with Catalyst Center in our operations.
So hello everyone again. Impressive, right? So at Scania we face every day a lot of technology, not only about IT, but nowadays special for the OT operations. So I can say in that video, almost the things that you saw right now is in some way connect to our infrastructure, wired or wireless. So here, before we start the fun part, the sessions demo, here I will gonna show some challenge that we are facing at Scania, and that is connected with AI capabilities that we are using with Catalyst Center, and how Catalyst Center is leveraging and improve our daily operation at Scania. Okay, but before that, I will gonna just brief introduce how Catalyst Center works, just to you guys understand a little bit better. So we have our infrastructure at Scania that we send the telemetry data to our Catalyst Center. So what Catalyst Center will do, will anonymize those data and send to AI for AI Cisco AI Cloud. What Cisco AI Cloud will do, we'll get those data, we'll run your machine learning operation, your deep learning, and bring those data based on our infrastructure Scania data, and bring in those pillars that we can see here, the baseline, the 5-1, issues, insight, and comparative predictive one, but in a more structural way to have, for us to have a key customer benefits. So, say that, I will gonna start here with one of these features inside of the AI capabilities in Catalyst Center that called Trend and Insights. Here, I will gonna present a use case for you guys. We have 4 today to gonna present. And the first one will be about our transmission factory. So P26 is our transmission factory, and we're gonna see what's happened there. And in terms of some KPIs that we will choose, like occupants, interference, SNR, and so on. Okay, let's see here. It's a video demo that I will bring here. Let me click again. Yes, it's working. Great. So let's move on here. Trend Insights. So what we have here, this is our real environment, as Marcelo mentioned before. How many APs we have integrated with the ecosystem Catalyst Center, how many onboards, how many wireless LAN control we have, and Catalyst will get those information and bring to us some trends, deviation, some behavior that is happen based on KPIs, categories, and so on. So we will explore the transmission factor here. It's about the client counter. There's some behavior, stranger behavior happening here. And as we can see, the Catalyst Center, the AI, just put some insights. What? In that period of time, we are facing some behaviors, stranger behavior regarding occupants. We have more occupants than normal in that period of time. So in a visual way, in one single pane of glass, we can see that, okay, in that time, we have 42 clients, and for some reason that we don't know, we have more, almost more 42 clients. Maybe it's a group meeting. We don't know what's happened. But one thing that we can understand is some things happen. And we can deep dive in a troubleshoot way. As we can see here, the troubleshoot network heat map is another feature that I will talk later to you guys and show. It's the next one about that. So why Trends and Insights is very important. I will gonna show another one. It's regarding to interference. So let's see here. Yes, the converged one. So interference is the KPI. Converged is the category. So let's explore that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, don't stop. Okay, good. So, and the deviation is regarding to 2.4. All right, so here, again, we have a summarize, an insight of the Catalyst Center that brings, okay, we are facing 30% more interference than normal. Remember, we have the pillars. Which information the Catalyst Center is getting? Our baseline. So, as we can see here, we have a normal situation. We know that 2.4 is not good enough nowadays compared to the 5.1. We have an increased interference in between those days. So here, we have almost 60. We double our interference. Why? What's happened in that factor that we increase maybe some shadow ITs? We don't know. Maybe our capacity plan is not good enough. We also don't know. So we need to deep dive in that way. So thinking about that, Trends Insights is very valuable for us at Scania because bring to us not only an operational way. Okay, I have the information here. Let's do the troubleshoot. But also in a network design, in a capacity plan, resize, reuse those access points for the infrastructure. Okay, so now it's going to be another session here regarding to network map. I will bring an example here, a case here, the P16. P16 is our engine factor. I can say it's the biggest one that we have that we consume our infrastructure in terms of size, okay? And we're gonna see how the network heat map can bring to us at least a predict regarding our environment. So it's another demo session, as I mentioned. So let's navigate here to see some data, the real ones, regarding to network heat map. Okay, here we're gonna see we can choose our environment, wired, wireless, and the funny part here, the most important part here is about the KPIs. We have a lot of KPIs that we can bring here in the network heat map that we can see in just one page what's happened. And not only about that, but we have also the location. We can filter by factory, global view, and so on. So here, as we can see, our design inside of the Catalyst Center, we have many factories here that I will gonna show. But looking to that, we have here this big picture. What that means, more dark blue is more, what KPI I'm using right now, the client count. So more dark blue is more client connect to the access point. And also, the Catalyst Center will bring to us an insight. Okay, this access point here is the most client count usage. So we have a lot of filters that we can also change for the 2.4 for the 5 or 6 gigahertz if you are already running that. And also, we can see in a timeline way, so we can predict which day, which week, which monthly, we can filter which access point in our entire environment that is send telemetry to Catalyst Center. So it's amazing, right? Now I will change here for the interference. Let's see this big view. Remember, I'm filtering 2.4, so 2.4 is not a good view, right? We have a lot of dark reds here. And we're gonna see the insight here that which access point having faced more interference in the entire environment in a timeline defined. So it's an easy way. Imagine without this kind of view, how can we predict that? It's very hard. Okay, let's look like inside of the logs. Let's look like inside of the CLI. Let's troubleshoot in the controller. Yeah, we will spend a lot of time. And now I just filter here. It's more clear view with 5 gigahertz. So the same here. we can see the average, the minimum, the maximum, what we are having in our environment regarding to that. Okay, and let's move to the other one, to the traffic. Yeah, and I will filter based here in our engine factor. Here we were gonna see which access point is consuming more traffic in our network. So with that information, why is valuable? We can see if we need to resize the capacity plane, redesign this access point for the area that we are facing. I will filter here, as I mentioned before, Scania Brazil, São Paulo, engine factory. Okay, is already filtered, so I will saw just the big picture about this factory here. And the KPI is the traffic one that I'm gonna show you some information. We have a clear information, one single pane of glass regarding the entire factory. And look at that, I have at least 6 access points without traffic. What that means? That means that maybe the factory changed the layout, maybe we don't have more people, connections, endpoints inside of this area. So as I mentioned before, it's not only about the operation, it's about the design, the architecture, the budget. We can reuse those access points for another factory. So we will save the budget, right? So it's not about the technology, it's about the business. We have a view regarding the business here, a clear view. So, say that, before we continue here, I have a question here for Thiago. Thiago, as you can see, everyone, he's very older than I in a network area. Let's say very, very older. But Thiago, he's my manager. Thiago, please, could you tell us how it was the network life without this kind of capability, this kind of view in your career?
Yeah, for sure, Bruno. Just to clarify, he's older than me. He's just joking me, but he's older than me. But for sure, Bruno, in a little past, we should go to a site survey on site. Of course, we still go, but it's the worst case. We can see the insights from Catalyst Center that can help us a lot. We should go to the COI. I didn't see you going to COI. Yeah? Yeah. We should export data to spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheet, make manually analysis. And also using Notepad. But Notepad is okay because Notepad is a fantastic tool for network engineers, right?
Yes, yeah. Always.
And for absolutely sure, with Catalyst Center, we are speed up our troubleshooting, our planning, our capacity plan. And we are more assertive with our troubleshooting and user experience.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Thiago. And about that, remember, this is AI data-driven. Everything here is data-driven. So this is important to say. Here we have a network comparison. So I'm going to show you 2 peers. This feature is really good in my point of view because we can compare the 2 factories. We will compare the engine 1, P16, as I mentioned before, and P27 is our chassis factory. They both are the biggest that we have in place in the plant floor, and we can compare the radio, the Wi-Fi interference in between. And why I'm saying that? Why I'm saying that is very important, because at Scania we have a standard architecture. So every factory, doesn't matter which size it is, but we have templates, standards regarding to architecture. So the architecture is the same. The only thing that we, for sure, is not 100 the same, but the base infrastructure, it is the same. So it is very important because we can compare we are delivering the same architecture in between. For example, P16 with P27. I will compare the 2.4. So those bullets here in the AI Catalyst Center will bring to us some highlights. Okay, what's happening 2.4 in between those architectures? So I can compare the architectures, I can compare the peers of the factors inside of Scania. So this is why I think this capabilities really helpful us to understand better and brings a lot of insights, not only about the 2.4 radio throughput. You can choose your KPI. But also, again, it's not an operational way. Everything that saw a tool, just see a tool to help and a troubleshoot, to help in an operational way. But we need to step back and think about the design, because design will determine how hard will be your operational way. So keep that in mind. So here, the same interference, we can choose a lot of SNR and compare the bullets. Big one, compared with the small one, the small bullet, we have more interference or SNR in each of them in a timeline. So data-driven. Okay, here is our last session demo that I record to you guys. It's the baseline, and in my opinion, is the most fantastic one, because we can deep dive in a troubleshooting regarding what we are facing in our factories. So I will bring here the P29. It's our cab factory in Brazil. Let's play again. Okay. So let's move on here. Baselines. Okay. Here is just an overview that we have. We have 30 builds inside of the Catalyst Center, because we designed that. Not only factory, but also offices, also dealers that we have. Again, we can filter whatever we want. Here, those bullets represent our regions, our buildings. And the KPI that we can see there is the onboard time. So which location is facing more onboard time and spends more onboard time for the customer in the endpoint? So we can see here one that was 40 seconds. Why? It's behind our MPLS, so we know that we have more highlights on that. Here, I'm gonna filter our location with a custom time range to collect more data and to deep dive in this bullet regarding this factory. So let's do that. It's recently, 2024, yeah, December. Okay, I will click on that bullet to deep dive in this onboard time KPI. Now, we have, again, just a single pane of glass with a big timeline here. We have the P29 location. We have more than 6 KPIs that we can choose to understand our customer experience regarding to that. This is amazing. The SSID, I can see the entire view regarding what's happened in this SSID, in this connectivity regarding to our user experience. Yeah, as you can see, our factory here just starting to work 7:30 a.m. So I have no data available before that. So it's a normal situation. I don't have too much problems with the onboard time, onboard failures I'm not facing on that, GSP time, and so on. I will deep dive in a few details to understand the connections regarding the onboarding time. So, as we can see, the most of them is facing 0 to 1 second, but there is one that's more than 10 seconds. Let's understand that. Here, the Catalyst Center brings to us a AP that, for some reason, is facing some problem. Let's see that. Okay, so now I will get the same data range that I chose before to have the same data to understand what we are doing. and to start the troubleshooting. So, look at that. It's not good, right? Look at the device health score. We are facing a lot of probably interference, and because we have a lot of details here, noisy, radio, air quality, and so on, link errors, and all those information will bring to us a score. And look at that. Proactivity, the AI from Catalyst Center opened a P3 issue regarding to that, had a high interference in that access point. So the customers that the endpoint that is connecting this access point probably is facing some issue. Here, we also can input our plant for, it's a real one, with those live links, and we can see in a real time what's happened, what kind of problem we are facing with that. And for sure, troubleshoot way. Timeline, we can compare the metrics, the interference, what's happened, channel utilization of these access points, which channels suffer, because we are talking about the 5 gigahertz, not a 2.4. So this is important to say. So here, as I mentioned before, everything is alive, everything is connected, and we can see how many relevant clients we have connecting this access point at this moment. We can also troubleshoot in that way with a lot of metrics, and also understand why this access point is suffering a lot with the high interference. And here, I will gonna show you some metrics regarding the rogue that is possible problem that we are facing. Maybe rogue APs, maybe shadow ITs that is causing some interference in our 5 gigahertz radio for this specific access point. So look at that. Yeah, we have an increase of rogue detected in this access point. So it's a clear information. Again, guys, this is a single pane of glass. I don't need to troubleshoot in CLIs. I don't need to deep dive in a hard way. And also, back to the previous screen, the Catalyst Center provider, a live topology that we have, how many clients is connected to 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, and a lot of metrics regarding the cloud counts, interference. So it's very detailed information in an easy way, not in a hard way. And as I mentioned before, what is the main problem? Look at that. How many rogue APs is causing those interference? So again, with some clicks, we can understand our customer experience and what Catalyst Center is bringing to us. And say that, I will hand over to Thiago again. This is our 4 demo session that I would like to bring here. And again, the message here is not only about technology, but Catalyst Center will bring a high view regarding the business, our customers. So, Thiago, please.
Thank you, Bruno. Nice demos. Take a little of water. You spoke a lot. And what I would like to bring here is the view from management. What's the perspective from the management view we can see to take some decision. And I will bring it to you guys 4 points that I consider important. The first one is regarding capacity planning, as Bruno mentioned. We can have a quickly capacity plan. We can develop a quickly capacity plan and more assertive, based on real KPIs that Catalyst Center bring to us, like client count, interference, client SNR, and so on. The second one that I would like to bring, and this is what I love, and you'll see why, this second case, is regarding elimination of waste. Catalyst Center bring to us an insight that we have more than 90 access points with 0 clients, no connections to these clients. What means? We go and see, make a survey, confirm this insight, and what we can conclude. that we do not need coverage for this area. So we can reuse these APs, access points, to refeed our capacity plan. So, sorry Cisco, we will not buy 90 access point next year. But thank you. Thank you to develop this feature based on data-driven. If you remember, guys, when I said about Scania, our journey is about to be leader in sustainable transportation system. And what we are doing here, it's a good example of how data-driven can support our journey. We are using, it's not only our products that are sustainable. I am saying about scope 1 of CO2 emissions. I am also talking about scope 3. The whole process must be sustainable. And what I am saying here, I am using the concept of 9 R's, reuse. So Catalyst Center is also supporting our journey and is how IT and technology can contribute to our journey's organization. Okay, Cisco, probably we can buy 9 access points to another project. The third one is regarding user experience. So as we can see, the Catalyst Center brings to us a score from the network based on real KPIs, like onboard time, authentication, roaming, channel utilization, and so on. And what do we do with this information? We can predictive before the user can face a bad experience. So how it works in the past? How can you measure the user experience? The user take the phone, call to the service desk, and say, oh, I have a poor quality network. Today, we can see the score. And if the score is going down, we can act before. Nowadays, our score in Scania, Latin America, is more than 8 points, what is very nice. The other point, when we put all this together, Catalyst Center contributed to us in 2024 to avoid 27% of deviations. What I mean is 27% of incidents. So we see before and we fix before. So we can act in those issues before those issues can escalate to a real problem. And this contributes also to the user experience. So that's the points that I can see from the management view. And I would like to highlight that all that Bruno shows us, that was very impressive. We are not only, as the title of presentation shows, we are not only got telemetric from notebooks or mobile phones. We are got telemetrics from shop floor, from screwdrivers, from AGVs, automatically guided vehicles, AMRs, autonomous mobile robots, and other industrial sensors. So what I want to say, just to, before finish and hand over to you, Ishida, is that the IT and OT convergence is real, is possible, and we are doing that with the help of Catalyst Center and other tools that we have in Scania. So, I would like to thank you guys, and I hope you can evaluate in your organizations how a Catalyst Center can generate values and can contribute to our organization's journey. And in the name of Scania, I would like to thank you, Cisco, and thank you, Marcelo, for having us here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Thiago. So just one final message. We are almost on time here. So guys, first of all, of course, thank you, Thiago and Bruno, for the great presentation. One little trick is I love when my own customer, they do my job, right? They did all the presentation, which is great. I'm just kidding. But in the end of the day, what is important for us and to share is that we are partners, right? We are working together on this journey. We build this together. We evaluate together. We are like every week talking to each other about this, okay? So thank you very much, guys, for coming here. Thank you, the audience, for the patience. Hopefully it adds value to you. And please, just continue your journey here at Cisco Live, and hope you see each other. If you guys have any questions, we're going to stay for one. Thank you very much, guys.
There you go, folks. Gentlemen.